Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Marino, pre-market report on this Wednesday, August 9, 2023. So much to talk about here. I almost don't know where to start. How about we just do this? It is now 8:08 a.m. Eastern Time. The market right now looks kind of like a muted open. Stock futures are slightly in the green. Are you looking at crude oil? It continues to get bid higher, $83 a barrel and counting. It's going up. You've known about this since crude $67 a barrel, and it's got a lot more to run in my view. The dollar this morning on a relative strength basis is slightly lower. The U.S. 10-year yield 4.06, I believe, so it has come up a little bit. The MMRI sitting at about 256. Cryptocurrencies right now under a little pressure, except XRP, which seems to be bucking the trend this morning. Gold and silver are flat. That's the setup for this morning pre-market. Again, 8:09 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, I forgot to mention yesterday wholesale inventories. What does wholesale inventories tell us? Well, wholesale inventories are dropping. What this tells me, and should tell you, is although we are hearing all this nonsensical talk about how we are not going into recession, our economy is strong, if this were a fact, why would these major corporations here be allowing their stock of wholesale items to drop? Does that make sense to you? No, I'm sure it doesn't. What's going on here is these major corporations have been preparing for something yet to be defined, much worse than recession, more like a depression for quite a long time. We have seen these corporations lay off tens of thousands of people repeatedly month after month, and it continues right now. So these major corporations are preparing themselves for what obviously is coming. Consumers are done. They're maxed out. Despite the fact that they continue to swipe and borrow into oblivion, there's a point here where they can't borrow anymore. And we're seeing this reflected in defaults across the board. Credit cards, personal loans, auto loans, mortgages. So the consumer's done. Okay, the U.S. economy, 70% dependent on consumer spending. You all know that if you follow this blog here. So what we have here is an interesting situation. Again, major corporations preparing for something yet to be defined. Obviously, way worse than recession, more like depression or some other yet to be defined thing. Because again, crisis to crisis to crisis. The newest one right now, if you notice, after yesterday's downgrade of multiple banks with more to come, turn on Fox Business, Bloomberg, CNBC. Their mouths are all shut. They're being told not to speak about this, just like the whole escapade with the regional banks. Keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. If people don't hear this stuff, they think it's gone. They think it's over with. No, it isn't at all. In my view, and I did an interview just yesterday with Lynette Zhang. I know we don't think this is over by a long shot, but I'll tell you something else. And I covered this just yesterday. Right now, as I mentioned, the MMRI is 256. If they manage, and I think this is highly likely, if they manage to push the MMRI down, Marino Market Risk Indicator, free to you, free to me, free to everybody, link in the description of the video, below 250, this market is going higher yet again. I mean, we've kind of been, the phenomenon is very interesting. We crossed 250 with regard to the MMRI. This market got all kinds of unhappy here. But that's not what they want. They must use the market as a mechanism here, a distraction tool, a deception. Look at the market. Look at the market. It's going higher. Oh, our economy is strong. It's doing fantastic. This is what they always do. So I don't think they're done. I mentioned just yesterday I bought a whole bunch more JEPI over the last couple of days. I believe they're going to push the 10-year yield lower, find a way to weaken the dollar on a relative strength basis, and we'll see the market get bid up here, especially with crude oil. Crude oil, the lifeblood of this market, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. They keep crude propped up. It not only does it put a boost underneath the entire energy sector, okay, you know you need exposure to commodities. I've been talking about this a long time, crude oil being the commodity, okay, but it also boosts the banks, which just got hit, okay, after their downgrade, with more downgrades coming. More consolidation of this system, people. And speaking about that, I want to touch on the idea, and it's getting all kinds of talk, not just on YouTube, even on the mainstream, with regard to the central bank digital currency, which they're going to roll out, and I don't believe there is a way to stop it. This is a little excerpt I want to read to you from Real Clear Markets. You should pay attention to this, Real Clear Markets. I'm going to give them a little shout out here. So let me read this to you real quick, and I want to hear your take on this, all right? So the Federal Reserve is taking steps toward a potential rollout, how about it's going to happen, rollout of a central bank digital currency. Duh, I think we're all there. In attempting to do so, they are ignoring serious concerns about consumer privacy and heavy-handed government control in the United States and abroad. Again, this is not just a phenomenon here in the United States. What they're looking to do, okay, eventually, and this should be pretty obvious, is some kind of a cross-border currency, something that can be used worldwide, a one-world currency. This is where this is going here, and it's all about control. And I want to give a shout-out here to Real Clear Markets, because that's exactly what they're outlining here. There are serious concerns about consumer privacy and heavy-handed government control. That's exactly what's going on. Everywhere around the world, powerful heads of central banks, who are the real government, and politicians who are in bed with the central banks, who are the real government, are pushing central bank digital currency. Yet also, around the globe, from the United States to Europe and Africa, and more general populists are rejecting the idea of a central bank digital currency and what it would entail. So basically what we have here is a worldwide public rejection of this new central bank digital currency. Right now I want you to think about this. On this planet, on the entire planet, look this up for yourself, don't take Greg Manarino's word for this, there's roughly $1.3 trillion in actual US dollars, or US actual currency, okay? The rest of it isn't on the elemental chart. It doesn't exist. It exists in La La Land, in digital land, kind of where the stock market is, somewhere way beyond La La Land. So we already have a 99% digital system, kind of like how the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar is almost completely gone since the inception of the Federal Reserve in 1913. They want that last 2%. They're going to get it, all right? I don't believe, honestly, that there is a way to sidestep the rollout and the inevitable rollout of central bank digital currencies. We're going to be forced to accept it. And the truth is, why do you think, and we've covered this repeatedly, they are creating dependency on the current system. Dependency on the current system, a slave system. This is about control too. Of course there are going to be people like you and me who understand the dangers of a central bank digital currency. More control, more taking away of our rights and liberties. That's what it's all about. But there are many people who are going to accept it and are willing to freely give up their liberties and rights and whatever else so they can be taken care of. And that's what we're going to on a worldwide scale. Understand? So keep all things in mind, all this in mind, moving forward. Now, a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. And this, again, should be no surprise to you if you follow this, but mortgage demand continues to fall off the cliff. People are done. They're absolutely done. And, they can't even make ends meet without borrowing and borrowing and borrowing more. And all they're doing is assuring themselves an wiped out financial existence as a slave to the system. It's very sad. So let me just say this too. What you and I can expect as they need to create more people who are dependent on the system, I really believe what I'm going to tell you. Okay, more helicopter money, more stimmy checks. But our economy is so strong that they're going to have to issue more stimmy checks, stimulus. So find some other way. And with regard to the market itself, as I've been saying, central banks, none more so than this freak show, the Federal Reserve, is going to do more. They're going to prop up this market. They're going to buy more debt, and all of this is massively inflationary. And you already know this. I'm preaching to the choir here. Oh, there's a new COVID variant. Oh, did you hear about that one? Yeah, we already got a warning from Moderna. They're trying to raise the fear specter so everyone runs out. What gotta get it? That just. I can't go there anymore. So anyway, going back to just real quick, this wholesale inventory issues, the wholesale inventories are falling. Putting together in your own head, does it make sense to you? We have thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people being laid off by corporations. Now we have wholesale inventories falling. I want you to put yourself, again, in the mindset that you're being lied to, and you get this way from the propaganda ministry, trying to convince you yet again that there won't be a recession, that people are going to continue to go out there and spend and spend. Meanwhile, there's every sign. All the writing is on the walls, ceilings, floors, and everywhere else, that we are already in recession, going into something yet to be defined. But you must not know that. Again, they don't want you to know where things are going. Expect the deception and the distraction of the stock market to continue. Especially, again, keep your eyes on the MMRI. It's the greatest tool for understanding risk in this market I think has ever been created. Free for you, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. If we drop below 250, who knows? Maybe we'll get there today. The market is going higher. So just keep these things in mind, all right? That's pretty much it, people, all right? You and I will meet later, 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. Have your questions ready for me. Whatever you want to talk about, let's cover it. And again, this is not just my thing. This is our thing. With that, please share the video. Those thumbs up down here, the little front. It's so valuable. There's a video out there that lets you see it, okay? I'll see all of you later.
Hello everybody, this is Gerald Salenti. Trans Journal's coming out real soon. Another home run. Here, this is the front page of the Wall Street Journal. I pay $5 a day for it. $5 a day. The International Cat Day, the eyes have it. Hey, what the fuck do I care? What the fuck do I care? This isn't business news. This is yeah. And you know why? Because they're firing all the journalists. They're gone. All they are shit shovelers. And don't forget, be a good American. Swallow the shit. I'm thinking about it. This is very important. Remember what I'm saying, because I forget this from time to time. Prior to the COVID war, in Italy, places like America, there were big anti-vax movements going on. That's right. There were going to be votes on it. People didn't want their infants to get injected with all of these pharmaceutical vaccinations. You can say their science proves that they're effective. Fine. You could also say other people believe that there's other science that says they're not effective. Why, how dare you? How fucking dare you? How dare you disobey the drug dealers? How dare you don't swallow the shit from the little fucking pricks? And I can't say the other word and tell you to get the jab, no matter what. That is America? That is the America that goes over all around the world and fucking steals trillions of our dollars to kill millions of people to bring freedom and democracy, and you don't have it here? Look at the shitheads in control. They're giving you what no one else is giving you. What I just told you about the COVID war and all of the anti-vax movements that were going on, people have no idea. Now, take a look at your Trends Journal cover. COVID alert. Prostitutes selling more fear and hysteria. You got it. COVID's coming. COVID's coming. Get them jabs. Get them jabs. And again, we have a detailed article in here about what's going on in the COVID war. And it quotes the New York Times. It says that the cases went up because epidemiologists say the heat wave and more people staying inside. Isn't that right? The heat wave and more people staying inside? You mean 97% of America was locked down in April of 2020 and they wouldn't allow you to go outside? And now you're saying the virus, because people locked in their houses, increases while you had all these lockdowns? Anyway, that's just one of the articles. I want to get on to the economy, because this is big. And your economic update is very important. Extremely important. Seeing now what's going on. This is the headline from Yahoo in their financial section. But this isn't in the this isn't on the major pages of any place, other than the business magazine and business papers. Yahoo Finance. Moody's reminds investors that regional banks aren't out of woods yet. Who the fuck you talking to? Who the fuck you talking to? Moody's reminds investors? Hey, got some. Did you ever read the fucking Trends Journal? Oh shit! They were spewing out the fucking horse shit after the Silicon Conman Valley Bank busted. When First Republic went by, they were all going out.
Corona Dribble, what's up, man? I was literally just thinking about you yesterday, I swear. I swear to God. I was literally just thinking about Corona Dribble. What are you doing, man? Thanks, dude. What's up, man? I was playing some retro yesterday. I was playing Mega Man 4 yesterday. What's up, man? That's crazy. I was just thinking about you yesterday. It's weird. Last night, actually. How weird is that? Remembering when you randomly raided me? That was awesome.
Total summer state of mind. They go on to say the banking industry got another reminder. What the fuck are you talking to? The problems that roil the financial world in the spring are not new. Regional bank stocks don't Tuesday and Investor Service downgraded 10 mid-sized institutions by single digits. you 6 other
We miss ya, man.
downgraded,
We miss your streams.
including U.S. Bank Corp,
Still love retro, yeah.
State Street, Bank of New York Mellon, Citizens Financial Fund,
Yeah, buddy, that's sick, dude.
M&T.
Yeah, man, you have good streams, you have good chat, you have good
All right?
good
I
following.
warned you that this is going to happen. How long? It's not only the office building bust. It's the
Yeah, I'm trying to play a little more retro.
apartment
Just everything now.
It's the commercial real estate bust.
I've been getting into Mega Man a lot.
retail sector, particularly in malls.
But even like
It's gonna go down.
Donkey Kong 64 and stuff.
Gold prices are down because the dollar's still strong, but that's coming to an end as well. So anyway, you got in your economic update section, downgrade a warning signal of looming debt crisis. Congress paralyzed to act. Upgraded companies keep selling bonds.
Yeah, I love it.
Returns.
I love that game.
I mean, tell us what's going on over here. USA has fewer jobs in July. Predicted. What does that mean about interest rates? And then the Fitch downgrades last week. Death of the dollar. Oh, and Americans. Oh yeah, the sanitation workers of America were over $1 trillion in credit card.
Oh, the DK rap, yeah.
When I was a
You
kid,
never played DK64? It's nice.
they were the mafia,
It's real nice.
the Jewish gangsters. You know, they
It's fun.
10% interest rate. And they will borrow money.
It's like Banjo and Kazooie, but I like it better because I'm not a big Kazooie fan. The Kazooie sound drives me nuts.
They know about 17, 18%. Hey, they're the banksters. You guys, you wops, you mafia, just a bunch of guineas. We can fuck the people any way we want. We're too big to fail. You're just a piece of shit. And all the shitheads you can't see or hear, they hate the transfer. Again, share buybacks are out, corporate investments are in, remote workers damage U.S. productivity, and more on inflation, global trends on the economic front, got oil prices, we have a new category, going out of business trends, all the businesses that
Hey man, nice. I'm glad you said hey, and it's really funny. I was seriously thinking about you yesterday. It was so random.
Will there be a recession in Europe? On and on, on and on and on and on. And of course the Ukraine war update. And talking about the Ukraine war update, this fat pig, this arrogant piece of scum shit, a fucking loser with a bad attitude, Chris Christie, running for president in the United States. That's the cat.
Yeah, the coincidence thinking of you, I know. It's so weird.
This fuck. This is the story from the toilet paper record. April 5th. Excuse me, on August 5th.
I did get raided by a random person. Thanks, man. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah, I do it for health and my endorphins. Be happy. I'm gonna move this light because the night. I think the light should be on me more.
2024 GF local visit to Zelensky said that he praised Zelensky for demonstrating, quote, the resolve it takes to survive a war and ultimately win it. Ultimately win it? Fucking lose it. Could you go resolve a war like that? Anybody that supports the war in Ukraine, go over there and fight, fat boy.
Oh my
And
gosh.
McConnell and Pelosi and Feinstein and all you scumbag so-called progressive liberal Democrats who voted to send more.
It's a good idea to motivate people like, yo, yeah, nice, man.
All
Thanks,
there
buddy.
and fight. Send your kids, send your partners, send your transgenders.
Yeah, man, I bet you look like you're someone that could lift heavy. Looks like you could lift. You've lifted a weighted shoe in your life. Let me tell you, you probably lift heavier than me. I'm not. It's not a competition. I'm just
Sunday at Humanity for Peace
crazy, man.
in New York City.
That's better lighting, eh? You can see me now. A little bit better.
It was a great, great mix of people. But I must say, sadly, not that many. People don't give a shit about this. This was highly publicized. Great school business. Scott. By the way, you should go to Scott Ray's channel and see the job he did on Zelensky about the real Zelensky. So, if people don't do anything for peace, we're going to die in war. When all else fails, they take the war. I just read to you the slob fat bastard saying, quote, there are hundreds of millions of people in our country who support you. But the hundreds of millions are dumb. If you want to support them, go up there and fight and shut your fat fucking mouth. Shut your fat fucking mouth. All of you. Christie also criticized the Biden administration for not doing more to support the Ukrainian war effort, particularly its delays in supplying F-16s. Quote, I would have been sending them months ago, Mr. Christie said. I would have been sending them? Imagine a stupid fucking piece of shit like him telling you what to do. And it's across the spectrum. Fucking little Chucky Schumer. Shit Bernie Sanders. This little fucking slob freaking
Man.
shit.
I'm not into.
I'm going back to your trench journey.
I'm not into like the bullying here. I think he's just against his political ideas more than anything.
What's going on in China? More bad diet data coming out. China, the one that brought us the COVID war. So they moved themselves. They shot the bullet in their head when they started the COVID war. The damage that they've done to their economy, the global economy, is unprecedented. And all you stupid fucking freaks that used to say, it'll come back, it's not coming back.
Look at that lighting. That lighting's like amazing now.
Geopolitical trend updates, guest articles like
Look at that.
Wilfred Roberts.
Now that's lighting. That's the fucking way to do it.
Articles on the presidential reality show. And
Don't really no worries, dude.
trends in tech.
12 years of UPS. Oh, dang, dude. No way. I was about to do UPS. I went for the interview. I went for the drive thing, and then there's no. Were you driving like a propane truck? Propane? Was there doors? No worries, bud. Take your time, man. It's all good. We're chilling.
Remember, we were the ones that also told you about what was going to go on with the Ukraine war. Before it began, I said, Russia's going to win this.
Nice, man.
I'm totally against Russian.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff, dude. No, I applied for the delivery driver position. The delivery truck is such fucking bullshit, dude.
We're not for Russia, but we understand they're not going to lose. Again, Napoleon couldn't take them out.
Heavy car. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Of course. I can imagine how heavy they are. I've had heavy stuff delivered by UPS. I've ordered lowering springs through. I've ordered friggin' coilovers for delivery through UPS. That's fucking. That thing was like over 80 pounds.
We made it clear that
Forklift operating. Nice. Cool, man. Nice, buddy. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
So now this is in yesterday's Wall Street Journal. Ukraine's bid to reach
Yeah, I actually had a life-threatening head injury
frontline soldiers described
when I was moving a 500-pound drum of hazardous waste. It was 238 kilograms. They weighed it after.
The Wall Street Journal
It was 200 liters of like chemical waste, and fell off the back of my truck. I hit my head, and the drum fell on my head. And I was in a coma for 24 hours. I was in intensive care unit for 10 days. I fractured my occipital bone, my nose, my cheekbone. Now you're just getting, oh man, I'm sorry, dude. It's all good. This was in 2016. And yeah, I was in a coma for a day. So the scar on my head. Yeah, let me show you. That's not the scar. Yeah, it's fucked, man. It's really insane. I have the photo still. I have the photo. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It was a miracle I'm alive. Like, yeah. I'm still recovering from Bell's palsy on the left side of my face, which is like left side face paralysis. I can't hear my left ear. My eardrum was ruptured, and the incus malleus and stipes hearing bones were dislocated. So like I can only hear my right ear. So, all right, let me show you. I can show you the photo. I think I have this photo. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm telling you this more so you know. Just your teacher now. That's sick, dude. What are you teaching? What age? What year? What age? I have the color photo somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but just imagine it, my face blue and red. Yeah, it's fucked. So it's been a hard fucking 7 years. Let me tell you. It's been hard. No, I'm not down with this bullying of this person. He doesn't like his political views, so he's bullying his other life views. And yeah, I know I have a lot of ads, Chrono. Thanks for, if you try to use ad blocker, please. I know you're probably sitting through a bunch of ads. I hope you're using ad blocker, man. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, I think I should share that info now. Be a little more inspired, because some people have had injuries, have shared that a little more, and they've inspired me. So I think I should share that info. But that's like everybody is faced with like challenges in life, and this is just one of my challenges that I had to face and work hard through. Everyone has their own, right? Everyone has their story, and that's what makes them them. That's why they're like here. It's crazy. That's my story. What's your story? What are you teaching now? That's sick, dude. That's a good job. I'm still looking for work. Not many jobs in Canada right now. Yeah, that's why. That's why I've had to work so hard with lifting weights to grow into a strong person. That's the thing. Like, since I'm rebuilding a lot of my head and I'm like growing into where I need to want to be. So it takes a lot of effort. But it's very rewarding. It is. In terms of like happiness and stuff.
Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me with
Here we go.
pre-market report on this Wednesday.
Mandarino.
2023. So much to talk about.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Ronnie. You're the man, dude.
How about we just do this? It is now 8:08 a.m. Eastern Time. The market right now looks kind of like a muted open. Stock futures are slightly in the green. You're looking at crude oil. It continues to get bid higher, $83 a barrel and counting. It's going up. You've known about this since crude $67 a barrel, and it's got a lot more to run in my view. The dollar this morning on a relative strength basis is slightly lower. U.S. 10-year yield 4.06, I believe, so it has come up a little bit. The MMRI sitting at about 256. Cryptocurrencies right now under a little pressure, except XRP, which seems to be bucking the trend this morning. Gold and silver are flat. That's the setup for this morning's pre-market. Again, 8:09 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, I forgot to mention yesterday wholesale inventories. What does wholesale inventories tell us? Well, wholesale inventories are dropping. What this tells me, and should tell you, is although we are hearing all this nonsensical talk about how we are not going into recession, our economy is strong, if this were a fact, why would these major corporations here be allowing their stock of wholesale items to drop? Does that make sense to you? No, I'm sure it doesn't.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you use a lot of your brain, man. They use a lot of energy. A lot of thinkers, I found, burn a lot of calories.
Corporations lay off tens of thousands of people. Month after month, and it continues right now.
But I understand what you mean. It's not the same thing.
Preparing themselves for what obviously is coming. Consumers are done. They are maxed out, despite the fact that they continue to swipe.
7 ads. Oh man.
Oblivion. You know, the point here where they can't borrow anymore. We're seeing this reflected in defaults across the board. Credit cards, personal loans, auto loans, mortgages. Consumers done. Okay, the U.S. economy 70% dependent on consumers. You all know that. If you follow this a lot. So what we have here is an interesting situation again. Major corporations preparing Obviously, way worse than recession. More like depression or some other yet to be defined thing. Because again, crisis to crisis to crisis. The newest one right now, if you notice, after yesterday's downgrade of multiple banks with more to come,
No.
turn on Fox Business, Bloomberg, CNBC. Their mouths are all shut. They're being told not to speak about this. Just like the whole escapade with the regional banks. Keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. If people don't hear this stuff, they think it's gone. They think it's over with. No, it isn't at all. In my view, and I did an interview just yesterday with Lynette Zhang, and we don't think this is over by a long shot, but I'll tell you something else. And I covered this just yesterday. Right now, as I mentioned, the MRI is 256. If they manage, I think this is highly likely, if they manage to push the MRI down, that real market risk indicator, free to you, free to me, free to everybody, link in the description of the video, below 250, this market is going higher yet again. I mean, we've kind of been, the phenomenon is very interesting. We crossed 250 with regard to the MMRI. This market got all kinds of unhappy here. But that's not what they want. They must use the market as a mechanism here, a distraction tool, a deception. Look at the market. Look at the market. It's going higher. Oh, our economy is strong. It's doing fantastic. This is what they always do. So I don't think they're done. I mentioned just yesterday I bought a whole bunch more JEPI over the last couple of days. I believe they're going to push the 10-year yield lower, find a way to weaken the dollar on a relative strength basis, and you'll see the market get bid up here, especially with crude oil. Crude oil, the lifeblood of this market, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. They keep crude propped up. It not only does it put a boost underneath the entire energy sector, okay, you know you need exposure to commodities. I've been talking about this a long time, crude oil being a commodity, okay, but it also boosts the banks, which just got hit, okay, after their downgrade with more downgrades coming. More consolidation of this system, people. And speaking about that, I want to touch on the idea, and it's getting all kinds of talk, not just on YouTube, even on the mainstream, with regard to the central bank digital currency, which they're going to roll out, and I don't believe there is a way to stop it. This is a little excerpt I want to read to you from Real Clear Markets. You should pay attention to this, Real Clear Markets. I'm going to give them a little shout out here. So let me read this to you real quick, and I want to hear your take on this, all right? So the Federal Reserve is taking steps toward a potential rollout, how about it's going to happen, rollout of a central bank digital currency. Duh, I think we're all there. In attempting to do so, they are ignoring serious concerns about consumer privacy and heavy-handed government control in the United States and abroad. Again, this is not just a phenomenon here in the United States. What they're looking to do, okay, eventually, and this should be pretty obvious, is some kind of a cross-border currency, something that can be used worldwide, a one world currency. This is where this is going here, and it's all about control. And again, I want to give a shout out here to Real Clear Markets, because that's exactly what they're outlining here. There are serious concerns about consumer privacy and heavy-handed government control. That's exactly what's going on. Everywhere around the world, powerful heads of central banks, who are the real government, and politicians who are in bed with the central banks, who are the real government, are pushing central bank digital currency. Yet also, around the globe, from the United States to Europe and Africa, and more general populace are rejecting the idea of a central bank digital currency and what it would entail. So basically what we have here is a worldwide public rejection of this new central bank digital currency. Right now, I want you to think about this. On this planet, on the entire planet, look this up for yourself. Don't take Greg Mandarino's word for this. There's roughly $1.3 trillion in actual U.S. dollars, or U.S. actual currency. Okay. The rest of it isn't on the elemental chart. It doesn't exist. It exists in La La Land, in digital land, kind of where the stock market is, somewhere way beyond La La Land. So we already have a 99% digital system, kind of like how the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar is almost completely gone since the inception of the Federal Reserve in 1913. They want that last 2%. They're going to get it, all right? I don't believe, honestly, that there is a way to sidestep the rollout, and it's the inevitable rollout of central bank digital currencies. We're going to be forced to accept it. And the truth is, why do you think, and we've covered this repeatedly, they are creating dependency on the current system, dependency on the current system, slave system. This is about control too. Of course there are going to be people like you and me who understand the dangers of a central bank digital currency, more control, more taking away of our rights and liberties. That's what it's all about. But there are many, many, many people who are going to accept it and are willing to freely give up their liberties and rights and whatever else so they can be taken care of. And that's what we're going to on a worldwide scale. You understand? So keep all things in mind, all this in mind, moving forward. Now, a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. And this, again, should be no surprise to you. You follow this well. Mortgage demand continues to fall off a cliff. People are done. They're absolutely done. And, they can't even make ends meet without borrowing and borrowing and borrowing more. And all they're doing is assuring themselves an obscure, wiped out financial existence as a slave to the system. It's very sad. So let me just say this too. What you and I can expect as they need to create more people who are dependent on the system, I really believe what I'm going to tell you. Okay, more helicopter money, more stimmy checks. But our economy is so strong that they're going to have to issue more stimulus. So find some other way. And with regard to the market itself, as I've been saying, central banks, none more so than this freak show, Observe, is going to do more. They're going to prop up this market. They're going to buy more debt, and all of this is massively inflationary. And you already know this. I'm preaching to the choir here. Oh, there's a new COVID variant. Oh, did you hear about that one? Yeah, we already got a warning from Moderna. They're trying to raise the fear.
All right, let's get it started.
One's out, that's I don't go there anymore. So anyway, going back to just real quick, this
Thanks,
wholesale
buddy.
inventory.
Yo, thanks, Chrono Joe. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you.
Putting together
Dope
your own
streams.
head. Does it
Catch you
make
soon, man.
sense to you?
Sounds nice.
We have thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people being laid off by these corporations. Now we have wholesale inventories falling. I want you to put yourself again in the mindset that you're being lied to, and you get this right from the propaganda ministry, trying to convince you yet again that there won't be a recession, that people are going to continue to go out there and spend and spend. There's every sign. All the writing is on the walls, ceilings, floors, and everywhere else, that we are already in recession, going into something yet to be defined. But you must not know that. Again, they don't want you to know where things are going. Expect the deception and the distraction of the stock market to continue, especially, again, keep your eyes on the MMRI. It's the greatest tool for understanding risk in this market I think has ever been created. Free for you, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. If we drop below 250, who knows, maybe we'll get there today. The market is going higher. So just keep these things in mind, alright? That's pretty much it, people, alright? You and I, we're going to meet later, 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. Have your questions ready for me, whatever you want to talk about, let's cover it. And again, this is not just my thing, this is our thing. With that, please share the video. Those thumbs up down here, the little thumb. It's so valuable. Put the video out there, it lets it be seen. Okay? See all of you later.
Tepe. Gods and mortals once walked the earth. So the old stories must surely once have told. The rituals, festivals, and sacrifices of those ancient days, we can say little now for certain. Its people are gone. Deities cast into the void. What truly happened there, we will likely never know. And yet, since its rediscovery by the wider world in the 1990s, archaeologists, anthropologists, and historians have done their best to weave together a flimsy shell of story to do justice to that low-rising mound in the plains outside of Earthling. Utilising a vast array of data and techniques to mesh together a very basic idea of what the place was and who its builders had been. More outlandish chroniclers go further, embellishing the flimsy archaeological dataset with their own New Age religious leanings and preconceived ideas. Turning concrete evidence of wild grasses, wild grains, and as yet still undomesticated grey animals into landing grounds for aliens, with the biblical garden leader. Wonderfully complex, genuine hunter-gatherer ancestors into ancient super-civilizations. In reality, still, for the most part, Göbekli Tepe's secrets remain hidden. Unlike the other most famous discoveries in archaeological history, like Tutankhamun's tomb or the royal burial grounds of Ur, here there is very little to go on. Little contemporary evidence to corroborate what happened. To explain those 200 or so monoliths arrayed into 20 megalithic enclosures. Some standing well over 5 meters high, their surfaces coated in bizarre, even nightmarish creatures. Written accounts wouldn't exist for more than 5,000 years to come. In recent years, the discoveries of neighbouring sites with enclosures similar in scale, like Karahan Tepe, add to the already swelling ranks of the so-called Stone Hills complex in the foothills of the southern Taurus Mountains. Sites like Navali Chori and Chian. The sheer fact that Göbekli Tepe is not, in fact, unique, with one piece in a much larger picture, makes it all the more enigmatic and captivating. Thus opening up seemingly endless new lines of inquiry. With its origins lying well over 10,000 years in the past. Perhaps its antecedents even longer. The sheer age of this incredibly sophisticated Stone Age culture has been enough to solidify its place at the very forefront of prehistoric archaeology. even making inroads to the world of popular culture. It's one of the big ones. One of the most significant archaeological discoveries and biggest excavations of all time. On par with Jericho, Uruk, and the tomb of Bakal. Though found much sooner, only in the 1990s, Göbekli Tepe's impact on the cultural zeitgeist has already been as great as that of the Lascaux cave art in the 1800s. Only time will tell if future discoveries will be made, and in which ways the evidence and research will point. And yet, still, even after spending so much time and effort in excavation, we are still, for the most part, left answerless. Adrift to ponder and contemplate the outrageously complicated carvings and temples left behind by those people who lived so impossibly long ago. It will take many more decades, centuries even, until the sheer amount of evidence piles up high enough that the mysteries of those ancient days will truly be unlocked and retold. As of 2021, less than 5% of the site has been excavated. And yet, utilising the very latest archaeological data, historical stories, and mythological and anthropological theories, this is the entire history of not just Göbekli Tepe, but the world it inhabited. You're watching History Time. As always, I'm your host, Nick Kelly, the one-man team behind the channel. If you want to help me out by continuing to make these gargantuan monsters, then don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment letting me know what you think, and sign up to my free newsletter where I travel to distant lands, visiting the greatest archaeological sites humanity has ever known. Shortly, we'll get back to one of those rare, greatest of all time sites. One of the most mysterious.
What's up, Ben Dark Green? How you doing? German. Guten Tagen. Guten Tag. Ist gut. Du ist gut. This was great. I know some. I don't even know if this is. It might have some bad connotation. You know, Sehnsucht wächst. Ich sie wenn's dich. In Glasgow wärst du nicht. Das ist nicht. Glücklich werden nirgendwo, das Fingerrosch nach Mexiko, daher gesehen. What? What? Are you serious, Sunjim? What? Are you serious right now? Is this real? Is this real life? Wow. Thank you so much. What is this? Wow. Should we do? We gotta do some lifts. We'll do some bicep curls. Please don't judge my form. Yo, what is up, everyone? Are you serious right now? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. It's the pre muscle flex. Why not? Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yo, thank you so much. Are you serious right now? Wow. Yo, I'm gonna. What? I'm gonna totally check out everyone that wrote Kendall Hill Trophin. Cheesy cakes. What?
When the final blocks of cement went into place on Turkey's Kobani Dam in 1968, millions of litres of water.
Yo, I just go Kelly cakes. Trophin ice. Yo, look at this chat blowing up. Let's fucking go. Yo, Turds. Thank you so much. Are you serious? I heard that right, didn't I? Excellent form. Thanks, DC Boss. Thank you. What? Alright, let's keep going.
Countless irreplaceable settlements and monuments.
What? Thank you. Alright, let's roll. Let's go. That's hilarious. That's amazing.
First of many similar investments by the Turkish government in order to feed and water the tens of millions of people living in the dry southeast of the country. Though widely condemned internationally, largely by nations with
Oh my
plenty of
gosh.
drinking water themselves,
Yeah, let me show you guys the
was then far from a corrupt dictatorship,
what's it called? Reps.
as in many places in the Middle East. As a result
This is my regimen. The Canadian 255. Yeah, I'm Canadian too. In Ottawa. X-Do. Let's get this. Yeah. What? Get out of here. What? I'm gonna check out. I do. Yeah, it's Ninja Lifestyles, man. It's sick. The tie-dye. At Ninja Lifestyle. I'm gonna give him a shout out. He streams weightlifting streams. And he's on YouTube. He's got like 1,000 videos on YouTube. 2,000 videos. How do I shout out Ninja? Oh, ads. I'm sorry. Did that work? That didn't work. Anyways. Your king is last year, yo. I really apologize, Sun Jim, Can Jam. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm following you. I don't. Am I following? I'm not. Alright, let's check out your channel. I've seen your channel before. Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. I know you are, dude. Okay, I'll give you some pull-ups. Your core is sick, dude. My core is. We'll do some pull-ups. Like I have a, what's it called? I got a fucking power tower. Hell yeah, man! Thank you, bro. Let's do some pull-ups. Sorry about the ads. About cake muscle. Yeah, this is Ninja Lifestyle. Hey, I'm sorry about the ads too. I turned up the ads. I mean, I see a lot of full-time top streamers turn on the ads. So I mean, I did it too. It's yeah, cake muscle. He no longer sells skateboards. Unfortunately, I think K Muscle has, but he does stream on Twitch. He has like 1,000 YouTube videos. Sick, the tie-dye. That's his like Twitch ninja lifestyle. It's okay, no worries. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. You're right. If I do it, I just gotta be true. Yo, are you serious? Yo, Bucky the Ghost, thank you. What? Holy moly, did I miss any others? I'm sorry if I did. I don't say sorry, but yeah. Okay, I didn't miss the messages though. Ice. Most of the stream. Yo, Bucky the Ghost, thank you. Sure. Thanks, Bucky. Spartan material. Alright, let's do alright, Ninja Life's like that. This is his Twitch. He does weightlifting streams to my channel. They usually stream lifting. I streamed, I guess this is number 165. Number 165 lifting stream over the last 2-3 years. Yeah, oh yeah, let me show you my regimen. So this is my regimen. Yeah, I got some drawings on here too, actually. It's pretty funny. If I move the camera, you can see my drawings of what I do, the arms and abs. I might actually just take that down and show you. We got like bench press,
Around the same time,
bicep curl,
the German
fly,
archaeologists working to abolish
chin-ups, dips, standing fly, and Arnold press. Abs with leg raises, V-sits, L-sits, hanging leg raises, probably from the power tower. And legs with exercise bike, elliptical, walking, and stretch. So we should do like a full, so this is like, we try to hit everything. Alright, we'll do the chin up part.
Population of well over 1 million. One of the great cities.
Yo, thanks for that raid, I really appreciate it, that's so sick.
Urfa was given its honorific
You
title
got parallel
of
bars
Sandal,
too?
meaning honoured, at the dawn of the 20th century, after stalwart defences against the Russians in the turmoil of that age.
Gonna go for some chin ups
Long before that, different
for Sun Gym. Get the core and some leg raises and stuff to get the core going, hanging stuff. Because I do want to improve my core.
carved out of Eden.
I don't eat like any like sugar, but I eat a lot of meat and stuff.
The city's fall.
No,
became the
no,
main
no, no, no.
catalyst for the Second Crusade.
No, I'm gonna go back to the bench for sure. To the bench press. I just want to do some chin ups. Just a couple for Sun Gym because his core is sick.
The name itself was
Everything's sick.
brought by Alexander the Great during his incessant march to the
Yeah,
end
I've
of
seen
the
it before. I've seen it.
4th century
I haven't
BC,
hung out there, but I've definitely like,
given by
seen
his
it.
soldiers to remind them of the Odessa in their homeland of Macedon.
It's sick, man. It's a sick channel.
But even in those days, the place was already old. Situated around a number of karstic springs, rich irrigated farmland stretches out in all directions, just as it has for millennia. The great rain-providing chain of the Taurus Mountains and the Anatolian Plateau beyond,
Woo!
rising to the north,
Not bad, not bad.
and this gateway to the
Oh my
rolling
God.
plains of Mesopotamia.
Woo!
The myths and legends associated with the
His
place
program.
and region,
I need that. I need a proper program.
the entire library
I want to like start seeing results. You know what I mean? Like whole body results. Thanks, Ice.
though most have been
Thanks,
lost,
Ice 8783. Thank you.
none is more famed than the supposed association with the prophet Abraham, patriarch of the three religions of the book.
Alright, we'll hit the bench. We'll hit the bench after some like
said to
Hard work
have
here, maybe.
venerated the holy springs here.
Oh my gosh.
Just how long?
How long? I've been doing them for like 3 years now. Started in 2020. May 24th, 2020 was the first one, and this is number 165. So it's been a few years. One stop being a good program for everyone. No way, that's sick. That's great. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I also am a head injury recovering person from. I was in a major head injury in 2016. Actually, a 500-pound drum fell on my head while I was moving it at hazardous waste off the back of a truck, and I had a broken skull and broken nose and broken cheekbone. There's like
everything in his life was about to change. Now armed with the newly gained knowledge of Legali children,
yeah, pretty crazy shit.
saw something in the Earthy Museum.
Ads. Sorry, everyone. Legend, okay, thanks, dude. Thanks, ex dude. Yeah, I even have the friggin' head injury.
Reptilian informed.
See that? Broken skull and everything. It's fucked.
Brilliantly categorized.
Yeah, so I'm like kind of like a head injury. So you know,
Recognizing similarities
man,
to the vast, more ancient
just to do this number of weightlifting streams after the head injury is like, I do want to share that story. It's not an ego thing. It's like because someone that had head injuries in the past, like even like Andrew Schrock on YouTube, he fucking just inspires with, you know, you have a head injury, and like I was in a coma for 24 hours, intensive care unit for 10 days, and didn't know if I was gonna like survive. Yeah, it's crazy, and like I'm half deaf. I can't hear in my left ear. I'm deaf in my left ear now. Yeah, so it's crazy. I'm recovering from like Bell's palsy. Like my face is like half paralyzed. It's been a journey, let me tell you. 3 more ads. Oh my god. Sorry everyone. I think I'm gonna have to change that. Or I mean, like, try to get an ad blocker if you can. All right, let's do more lifting. Sorry, guys.
Local landowner Ibrahim
Do some
Wilkes
legs
and his
up.
son Mahmoud have been clearing scrubland up on the hill overlooking the property. When one of their spades hit something solid. Strange statues were then pulled up out of the ground. But there was a problem. And the confused gaze that followed as one of the statues clearly had a large penis showing. The two men kept them hidden, as a steady stream of villagers came by to see the discovery. Not wanting to be perceived as idolatrous and bring shame upon their family, eventually the local imam came to see the finds.
Back from ads. Yeah, sorry, Ice. Just saying, I had a head injury in 2016. Thanks for waiting for the ads. I might have to change it. I'm half deaf now. My left ear I can't hear. Fucking crazy shit. Alright, I think I move on. I just want to show this to Ice and Kelly. Said the back.
Heading by horse cart along the
Yeah, so like, fuck.
once the two men
Just even me doing it. Like I started at like 85 pounds on the bar and 30-pound dumbbells, right? So now you move up slowly.
demoralized, thinking the journey had been for nothing.
Oh wow, thanks. Thanks, Kelly Cakes.
In order to not have
Yo,
to
thanks,
take
Ice.
another cart ride home, they left the pieces in the museum garden.
What an amazing like, community. What an amazing experience. Sorry to Dan. I think it was Dan. His name was the German guy. I was talking German to him when the raid happened. Still thinking about you, Dan. Still thinking German. Still a big Rammstein fan. Yeah, the title. Like it's fucked. Yeah. Yeah. It's asking what spurs you work on more. Yeah, it did. You kind of have to, right? I went to Toronto Rehab, and they had like a weightlifting program, which was not fun. And then you just do it. Thank you. Thanks, dude.
Peter Benedict has spent quite some time with Tepe.
It's not about the ego, though. This is very like narcissistic. This thing, but it's not about the ego. All right, let's do the bench press. You may cringe at the way I do my bench press, because I bring my legs up to my chest. You'll see. I do it to save my back. Haha, yeah. You guys may cringe. You guys might literally immediately unwatch me after this bench press. The Eagle. What's the Eagle title? Right. Thanks for warrior. We're all warriors. We all have our own. We all have something to push through and struggle through. We do. We all have our story. And it's not about the ego sharing your story, because when sharing your story, you find others have similar ones and inspires them. So thanks for listening. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. If it works for you, then it works. That's a quote. I'm adding X2. That's a quote. That's a quote I'm keeping. I may refer to this quote in the future. Oh, what? $152, okay. That's a quote. 2, 3. What? Ice and Kelly, those are quotes. Those are big quotes too. Kelly Cakes, Ice. Kelly Cakes! You're the one that makes cakes. I know your account. I know you. Legend. I think. I'm pretty sure. I think Ninja Lifestyle rated you once too. You were asking about the Ninja Lifestyle? Yeah! Because Ninja Lifestyle rated you. Yes! You know what I mean? Like it's such a nice community. It's awesome. The guy with the skateboard? Ninja Lifestyle, Twitch. That's awesome. Alright, let's do the bench press. Sorry for waiting, everyone. I don't want to miss anybody's comments. Sorry, I don't want to dox you on YouTube, on my channel, but I just want to see who you are and stuff. That's cool. Nice background. I have my ad blockers. Yeah, I gotta do it after. Sorry, my ad block won't load it unless I close everything, and it's not. I can't do that. Wait, what? Thank you, everyone. Okay, let's do the bench press. I do lift. Everyone quote on it. Yeah. What? Get out of here. I'm honored that you're here, man, or miss. Okay, let's do it. Ads on no. Oh my gosh. I gotta really have a real community talk with the followers. If it's too much, if the ads are too much, I don't want to push off anybody. You know what I mean? my back stays nice and comfy. You know what I mean?
Preservation of the site was astounding to behold. The dig was slow and methodical, utilising the very latest cutting edge.
Leg drive on your chest, not a bad thing. Dope. That's sick.
Almost immediately,
I'm gonna definitely add that. I'm gonna add that. I have to add that as a quote.
not just
It only makes sense to.
the entire head was coated in megalithic.
I think I've heard that before,
All sides worked carefully by hand.
but I've never heard it's put so eloquently. School's just around the corner. Shopping, nice. That's cool. It's good to get out, done out of the way early, middle of the week in the morning. Yeah, it strains my back too much. Yeah, thanks for all the ads watching. Honestly, if it's too much, I might have to have like a poll, a silent anonymous poll. For me, it's... What time is it? It's noon. It's 12 p.m. I'm in Ottawa, Canada. Next week? Cool. That's nice. Alright. Same times are nice. That's cool. Where are you? Or you don't have to say where you're located. You don't have to say.
Predating Stonehenge and the pyramids of Egypt by some 7,000 years. The evidence clearly showed the makers of this extraordinary set of monuments to be a people without the technology to create pottery. And even more astonishingly, just like the earliest levels of Navajo and Temple rivers, thoroughly devoid of agriculture. Only the remains of wild animals and wild plants being found.
Yeah, you want some nice one?
Within eyesight of Earth, somehow
It's just, I don't know, weightlifting, you're just so tired and exhausted, you can't be angry, I don't know. That's true, that's not true, I rage sometimes. SC, South Carolina, nice. I drove from Miami to Ottawa April 2022, and I drove through South Carolina. Nice. Went to south of the border. We were hustling. We did that in 3 days, 2.5 days. I did that in 2.5 days. Cool. Ice, South Carolina. State, I hear you. Kentucky. Oh, Kentucky, nice. I'm going down to Miamisburg, Ohio in 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Oh, Minnesota, Wichita, South Carolina. Canada, his vibe. Nice. Thanks, Silly Cakes. It's nice here. We looked in Florida. Skyrocketed, yeah. Florida, nice. Yeah, I was in Miami for 6 months. I moved there. I started actually a research position, postdoc, environmental science research position at the University of Miami, and then I was fired February of 2022 for not wearing a mask. And then next week they lifted the mask requirement, and then I said, "Can I go back?" I said, "I apologize. I said, I'm sorry for all this. Now that this is gone, can I go back?" And they said, "Oh, we're no longer doing the project." So they nerfed their scientific research project over, instead of atoning. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm from Ottawa, and that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm actually running for my local. I don't want to my YouTube. I'm gonna say my YouTube because it tells a bit about me. I put up a new video talking about my political views, running for the People's Party of Canada, the federal electoral candidate, the only party that really is against lockdowns and just discrimination, that type of thing. Anyways, it's for your interest. Hurricanes, yeah. Oh, Florida's amazing. It's so good. My background, I still have all my Miami streams. I have every stream from the last 3 years. I have over 1,000 Twitch streams, I think. 900 videos or something. I want to put it on YouTube. I streamed 100 hours last freaking month. It's just stats. It's just stats. What? Cape Coral and Tampa? Yeah, it was so beautiful. Tampa's real nice. I love the bay there. Oh my god. It's like paradise. I was hoping that people get ad blockers, to be absolutely honest. I'm not judging people, but I'm saying if they can, that would be. Yeah, I gotta do a silent vote on these ads. I got to. Because I don't I want the channel to grow and people, not to be upset. So cool. Such cool people. Such cool people. No evidence of settled agriculture whatsoever seemed to be purely ceremonial in character. Schmidt, all of the excavated buildings in the second and third levels of Bedford had been houses. Yeah, we watch a lot of we watch a lot of ancient history, ancient archaeology, ancient technology. A lot. Like a hell of a lot. I also speed run GoldenEye on N64. I do a bunch of that. Sacred needles of the earth. Pilgrims would travel from far for sporadic festival activities, including the raising of vast monuments to ancient gods, ancestors, or demons. But not living at the site all year round. Bedford could have been a cultic site. Stimulate the brain and the muscles at the same time.
After intense study,
Yeah, it's true. That is true, I guess.
all of the animals were found
I find when I'm like
not
doing a workout,
areas.
I get like, if I see something, I tend to agree with it 100%. Like, yes, this is exactly the truth. And then I usually add a lot of quotes. So a lot of my quotes are kind of cringe because I add them during the workout. Not saying this one is, but just of like YouTube or YouTube comments that are like life-changing quotes, and I read them again. I'm like, what does this even mean? So yeah, I do that a lot with when I'm like with these workouts. It's like I tend to believe everything I watch. Sun Jim's regimen is interesting. It's very interesting because I'm going on based on just what I feel and comfort. I mean, I have some results, but it's not like all it can be, you know. I'll check it out.
From elsewhere in the world, that stone circles and megaliths are often erected at times of great turmoil and change.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I live at home with my parents and my folks. I'm unemployed, looking for work, and it is my dream. Yeah, I think I need to make the combo of YouTube and Twitch and draw people from Twitch to YouTube and draw people from YouTube to Twitch. I obviously have different type of content, you know, and I try to do that. Once we get a full routine, okay, dope. Definitely worth it. Yeah, diet advice. The elephant in the room, always, eh? Exercise, yeah, I try to use the hanging power tower a lot for the core. I do also do leg raises with the bench. I usually do my arms and core first, and then I do usually arms first, I do, and then core. Nice. I also drink a ton of water. I drink about a gallon of water a day, 4 liters a day. Arms look big, thank you. Thanks, X2. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, thanks, man. Sure, man. You are, man. I think. Yeah, I mean, everything could be better though, and bigger. Everything, my shoulders, my abs, my pecs, my abs, you know. Grand. Thanks. You're right, Kelly Cakes. That's exactly what you did. That's how I remembered you, and you're right. That's what I'm trying to do, like the golden eye with like Carl Jobs. You know, I'm like I'm competing against times that Carl Jobs put up for GoldenEye, and trying to do all that, and trying to do fitness, and then like archaeology and politics. Everybody else still here. I can improve the lighting on me. Let me improve the lighting. I had this better lighting before, but it was just a little suspect because it showed. Anyways.
Göbekli Tepe was part of an entire culture, similarly built by hunter-gatherers, many of whom, like its Chianu and Megali Chori, turned ultimately to incipient agriculture at the end of the
How's that?
lifetimes of
You can like see my face now. It's better.
When compared to the common model previously discovered early farming communities,
Still here. All right, let's do some flies.
generally located further along the Mediterranean shore of the Sand, places like Jericho. Göbekli Tepe and its sister sites offers a very different point of view. Here, rather than domestic dwellings, the utmost effort seems to have been placed in creating monuments of a non-utilitarian nature. Vast amounts of time and energy going into creating more than 200 T-shaped villas, the largest of which stand 3 or 4 times taller than the height of a person, intricately arrayed into at least 20 stone circles, coated with carvings.
History talks to your chat while you work out, be known as the history fitness fanatic. I like it. That's a neat idea. I got some like history emotes. Not that like not that people. What I'm saying is I have the theme of history. Yeah, well that's what I do. I mean, this Göbekli Tepe was discovered in the 90s, and it's supposed to be 11,600 years old as determined by carbon-14 dating. Carbon-13 dating. 14 dating. Isotope dating. Back. Yeah, I was saying that Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, this megalithic complex. These stones are huge. They're like a few meters tall. Maybe 12, 15 feet tall. And it was made like 12,000 years ago, suggesting that our civilization might be older than we think. Historian fitness mob. Nice. Yeah, well, we talk about pyramids, we talk about the similarities between, what's it called? Similarities between the granite Egypt block casing stones on the pyramid and those stones in Ollantaytambo in Peru and Cusco, Peru, and they're both made of both of that little nub on the stone on that's rated like 8 out of 10 hardness. The only thing harder is like a diorite or a diamond at 10. It's insane. These pillars are limestone, I think, which is not as hard, but it's still very impressive. And it seems like there's astronomical etchings into them, like carved into. It shows like Scorpio and the 12 constellations, right? And Libra, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty insane. I have to be in really good shape while living during the pyramid times. Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Just the types of animals, types of megafauna that existed in 11,600 years ago. That was before like the mass mammal extinction worldwide, right? Because there used to be giant sloths in South America and giant saber-toothed tigers in North America, and who knows what in Eastern Asia. So like there were some massive, and like mammoths, there were massive carnivorous animals that went extinct at this time 10,000 years ago worldwide, which is really interesting. So yeah, like those items might not even exist today. Like that car there, not isn't that's not even an exaggeration to say that.
Contextualize the world. Perhaps either intentionally or inadvertently united in a singular purpose, it had the effect of binding the
It's actually statistically more probable that the animals carved into those pillars do not exist today than if they do exist today, by quite a magnitude of order, because over 50% of the megafauna species were wiped out, right?
ultimate hypotheses being discussed too.
Go. Chess, yes. Give up your dreams? Thanks. Aw, this is my dream. You guys and girls being here achieve like my dream. You know? This is what it's about. Really. Sunshine dope, yeah. I'm kind of a shy guy, I'll be honest. I chat in people's streams. I will be there. I will chat. It's awesome they reached out. Need to lurk. Stuff done. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Kelly Cakes. Sun's nice. What? We're friendly. Cool. Yeah. Oh, it shows. We'll recognize you. What? I mean, I will recognize you. Thank you. So nice. Flex and an ender flex. Oh, and I guess a going away flex. I do it because like flexing is kind of like a workout in itself. It just gets everything flowing. It's nice. It gets everything up and flowing, and just it kind of just boosts the like micro nerves. You know what I mean? Those like little micro nerves in your body. Kind of just wakes them up. Every little inch, right? As you grow, and you're like, I'm gonna flex this. Ah. Right. Remember Sparta? Oh my gosh.
However, the same themes do crop up again and again. It's obviously myriad
May you live forever. Oh my god. That's a great movie, 300. It's kind of sad and messed up movie, but it's a great movie. That's a hype movie to like watch and while you work out. It's kind of really sad and bloody, but Troy's sick too.
Known today as the pools of Abraham.
Troy is sick too.
Blank, lifeless eyes stared
They're
back.
good. They have different like morals of the story, right? They have different like moral goals. Yeah, Brad Pitt and Troy's in Sick, the fighting scene.
The cutting-edge new museum at the heart of the city. The for a Man stands 1.8 meters tall. At around 11,000 years old, it is the oldest life-sized naturalistic sculpture human ever discovered in the world. And though very heavily damaged by construction work down the long millennia since its creation,
Now this is Spartacus. Oh, I've never seen it.
1997,
I've never seen that.
before construction work was finished, earth around the statue turned out to be a pre-pottery Neolithic settlement with similarities to Göbekli Tepe. Concrete evidence of the deep antiquity of the city. And yet, the sculptures at Göbekli Tepe are quite different from even the pre-pottery Neolithic world, the very beginning of agriculture. Theirs was a symbolic landscape populated almost entirely by the wild.
I believe absolutely amazing. Nice. I've never seen the original, but yeah, I understand the I am Spartacus thing. It's exactly what it is, man.
C, D, E.
And they're like, you. I don't want to spoil like 300. That movie's been out for like 15 years, so I'm gonna spoil it. Where they're like, you. Where the guy's like, yes, I have amassed an army of 50 men. And he's like, oh, you. What's your profession? Oh, I'm a blacksmith. You, what's your profession? Oh, I'm a cook. You, what's your profession? I'm a shoemaker. Then he goes to, he's like, Spartans, what is your profession? Ow! 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 The fucking spear. It's just like, holy fuck. It's so sick. That's a great scene. Nice.
In this so-called House of the Bulls, wild pigs bare their teeth menacingly. The other lies on its back, deceased perhaps. Almost all of the animals.
Oh. Oh. I'm a wrestling fan. I am. I haven't. I know. What's his name? The fuck's his name? The guy with the tats and the hair. The guy with the tats and the hair. Not Randy Orton. Whatever. No. The fuck's his name? AEW. I don't know AEW. I'm a WWE guy. WWF. Old school, new school. Reigns, yeah. He's pretty sick. He is pretty sick. He's jacked, man. He is jacked. He's just getting bigger and better. I grew up watching, I don't watch my kids. Nice, it's fun. Yeah, I grew up too. Want to see something crazy? I'm proud. Like, I'm proud. It's part of my collection. I'm gonna show you. It's pretty crazy. Oh baby! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Insane. Ads? Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, man. Hell yeah, bro. So I played them. I want to play them. I want to play them on stream. I played Mega Man 4 yesterday on stream. I do, my dude. I do I was lucky when growing up, my parents bought my brother and I have an older brother, so that was huge because they would buy like a present for both of us, and that would convince them to get something expensive. You know what I mean? Like a Sega or a Nintendo. Because we had NES growing up and Sega Genesis growing up, and then N64. Yeah, but I purchased like, yeah. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I play Mega Man. I like streaming a lot of Mega Man. That's the goal. Thank you. Yeah, I have the old school games, the Segas. Yeah, I have like the Sega Genesis, and my parents bought it for my brother and I growing up. We were lucky.
also
An older brother.
illustrated storytelling aids.
They bought gifts for us both.
As famous as those we all know today. Long before Adam. We used to say that to the ancestors, models made total sense. No explanation needed.
Very cool.
Jesus
For younger brothers, nice.
dominates today.
Yeah, so like we will have NES and Genesis and N64.
Today,
Like a
visitors to the site still tie
a
strips
group
of cloth
Christmas
to
present, you know what I
bonded
mean?
shoes.
5 step brothers and 2 step sisters, nice.
Perhaps a remainder
That's cool,
of
that's fun.
Crystal would long be
Wow, that's a lot of kids, that's a lot of fun.
visitors
That's a
find
lot of
its
GoldenEye.
respects
Or
and
NES.
seeks to define terrestrial favour.
It's a lot of dodgeball, super dodgeball, base wars.
Though we can't say for certain what the purpose
Alright, let me show you a couple games you might know.
they remain powerful representations of a clearly elaborate mythology. The most astonishing example, in fact, of a spectacularly profound creative explosion took place here at the headwaters of the Balak Valley some 12,000 years ago. For Schmidt, one sculptured high relief carving in particular totally
Volleyball, nice.
the rest.
Base wars.
A masterpiece of Stone Age Michelangelo.
Double Dragon 2.
And just like the Earth for Man, there is freestanding sculpture too. Though much remains in very poor
And
state.
like Contra and all that shit. Double Dragon, nice. And like Contra. 2-player Contra, oh my god. Double Dragon 2.
Such totemic creations own the thresholds of domestic homes as much as houses or lots. Since Klaus Schmidt's death in 2014, another academic idea has gained
Oh, no way.
as the
I'm sorry, dude.
Persian
That's too bad.
Temple not only improved after all, could in fact have acted as sleeping quarters as much as temples. Was completely true, the structures of the Göbekli Tepe look nothing like
Turtle,
the
nice.
construction
Nice,
practices
nice.
of
Zelda,
the
yeah.
It could be that they are simply a previously unknown temple.
Dude, you should get you should go on AliExpress. This is what I did. I went on AliExpress and I bought a NES EverDrive that has like 700 NES games on it. Let me show you them. It's like 20-30 bucks each. You get every game. That's amazing. I'll show you.
It's not impossible to suggest it could have acted as houses sometimes too. Or maybe at all times. Iroquois longhouses or unicorns earning the Union Chief. But did the people of Göbekli Tepe actually live there permanently? In recent years, Klaus Schmidt's assertions that no domestic activity at all being carried out at the site have been challenged.
Yeah, man. Like, it's like
There
852
are
games.
significant amounts of tools related to domestic activity present at the site, as well as ostentatious animal runs. As for drinking water, rock-cut cisterns
All
and
Mega
pools
Mans.
found all over the
like, I have some games, right? But there's some games like are quite expensive, right? So this one Mega Man has 1 through 6, and has like Simon's Quest and Castlevania.
All in all, it's not completely outlandish to suggest that a small permanent stack could have lived on the site.
Yeah, it's the best. And this just has like rare games like Snow Bros that are expensive, right? Like it was like over $200, $500 for Snow Bros and shit. You know what I mean? Thank you. Yeah, it's cool. It's really nice. It's like $20-$30, and then you play on the system. So I have 3 carts because, like, this cart doesn't have Mega Man 3 to 6 and Turtles 2, the arcade game. This one has Turtles 2, the arcade game, but no Mega Mans, and then and Mario 3. But then this one doesn't have Mario 3, so I got this too, and then I got this because it has all the Mega Mans. That's why I have. That's why you have to kind of get all 3. You know what I mean? You don't have to get all 3, but. Yeah, this is like pretty much the complete gaming library, I think. But this is like $80, right? $20, $25 each. Like this one has 852 games, but I don't think they have Mega Man 3 to 6 and Turtles 2. What are they called? I would search something like NES, just game cartridge 901 or 852 in 1 or 500 in 1 or Mega Man NES cartridge or something. There's a lot of fakes. They have a lot of fake NES cartridges you can buy, like single. Nice. I wouldn't recommend the fake ones. Just because it's like $20-$30 and it's fake. I would recommend the 501. Yeah. Alright. What am I gonna do? I think I'm almost done. I'm gonna do maybe more this and then alright. Cool.
Though it's possible people continued to come to the place in the years after, very little can now be seen above ground. And likely, that symbolically, the place is dead. Many conclusions have been drawn as to the end of Göbekli Tepe, ranging from violent conflict, drought, starvation, and zoonotic disease, to new conditions of sedentism, making the old ritual places of the hunters irrelevant.
You're looking, bud?
Reality
Of course, man.
remains a total mystery.
Of course. Appreciate that.
But in examining the context of the birth of the Neolithic, and how Göbekli Tepe came into being in the first place, we can uncover yet more clues. As the colossal ice sheets that had held Europe in thrall for tens of thousands of years finally began a long retreat back to the frigid Arctic wastes. By around 12,000 BC, the foothills of the southern Taurus Mountains were awash in green. Lush river valleys ran tracks past verdant prairies. Ever-expanding forests of pistachio and oak. Spreading along the open frontier to previously barren plateaus and patches of scrub-studded desert. And into this new Eden came vast herds of gazelle, along with wild boar, making their homes in the woodland. All manner of goat, auroch and bird, wandering the hills and riversides. It was a landscape teeming with life. And for the previously isolated communities of the late Paleolithic humans, often restricted to sheltered refuges in the wake of harsh climatic conditions, it must have seemed paradise. Climate models built up from prehistoric ice cores over the last 80 years or so suggest a significant increase in both rainfall and temperature following the last glacial maximum around 13,000 BC. Thus, paving the way for the emergence of a new way of life. Though still wide roaming, people were beginning to settle down into territories. Landscapes they knew extremely well, more so than ever before. Landscapes of dangerous carnivores, poisonous reptiles, of swift-growing game, waterfowl, and furry scavengers. This was the world inhabited by the borders of Göbekli Tepe. To the west and north, the snow-capped peaks of the Taurus Range loom. To the south, the Golan Plain stretches all the way to what is now Syria and Iraq beyond. To the northeast, the great mountain of Karakabon sprawls, always prominent extinct volcano, from where some of the earliest evidence of cultivated uncorn wheat has been found. Perhaps it is no coincidence that in a great arc around Göbekli Tepe, some of the most important early Neolithic sites found anywhere have been discovered. It's Tel Karuna, Jerf El Akbar, and Chiayi, to mention a few. The evidence speaks of a world on the verge of agriculture. Its evidence, the great early 20th century prehistorian Newborn Child had only dreamed of when he first coined the term Neolithic Revolution in the 1930s. And yet, far from being a simple picture, the story only becomes more and more complex. By around 10,800 BC, a relatively brief Yet still, centuries long return to cold, dry conditions that the last Pleistocene was ushered in, potentially lasting for 1,000 years. Since its initial discovery, well over a century ago, the Younger Dryas period has loomed large in accounts of the origins of agriculture. With the suspicion that many newly swelled communities will have had to change their lifestyles yet again. Congregating around water supplies and possibly intensifying their food production strategies. According to some theorists, beginning to experiment with sowing and tending crops and cereals. Eventually, to trap and keep animals. In recent years, the picture has changed yet again. With the recognition that early theorists like Child succeeded in explaining the how, but not the why, and perhaps most importantly, the when. Just in the last decade, vast amounts of new empirical data has continued to stock up, creating an increasingly fine-tuned account of the transition from foraging to farming.
Oh, so different at the end of the workout from the start, eh?
Suggesting not one origin, but many places and many times. Some ultimately unsuccessful attempts taking place long before the Göbekli. Rather than a revolution per se, eliciting the idea of some kind of an overnight transformation, the initial shift from hunter-gathering to farming took place at its very quickest over multiple generations, with myriad experiments, tipping points, failures, and even regressions along the way. One particularly early example of attempted plant domestication was found on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. At Ohalo too, the remarkable remains of Paleolithic settlement yielded an impressive array of seed grasses and lagoons, along with the tools needed to thresh and cultivate them. Thus, by the time the first monoliths were erected on the southern foothills of the Taurus Mountains, humans had already been experimenting with farming for over 10,000 years. The evidence in this one very small community continues to detract from the hypothesis that population pressure being the primary driver of sedentism in agriculture. Animal husbandry is different. As we have seen, no domesticated animals at all have been found at the Göbekli, and very few before that time anywhere else in the world. The process of domestication, which actually changes the physiology of the animal in question, is only even possible with a very small number of animals. And even then, the shock and trauma of captivity very often creates infertile or deformed offspring, if procreation is even possible at all. In short, animal domestication requires a great deal of effort, with very little return in the short term. There are some indications that Göbekli's neighbouring site of Chilean was somewhat successful with the domestication of wild boar. time, the place had been a permanent settlement for quite some time. The evidence for farming being the main cause of sedentism keeps getting smaller and smaller. Even at Chat al-Huluk, a vast Neolithic proto-city of at least 5,000 people, developed much later than Göbekli Tepe, there is almost no evidence of domesticated animals. Hunting still playing a huge role in the ritual and domestic life of the community. To the south of Göbekli Tepe, along the Levantine shore, not far from Oharo too, can be found some of the best evidence for the origins of so-called Neolithicization. But here, in a surprisingly well-studied region, people seem to have begun to truly settle down towards the end of the last ice age. This was the time of the Natufians. And incredibly, there is good evidence here for a revolution not in farming technologies, but in the mind. First discovered by pioneering archaeologist Dorothy Dowd in the early 20th century, and named after the typesite of Wadi al-Natuf in what is now Palestine. Like Göbekli Tepe, the astonishing culture of the Natufians made their lives all over the world. The Natufians still lived a largely hunter-gatherer existence, but seemed much more of a complex state than groups before. They lived in set areas, in settled villages, where they returned to bury their dead, engage in elaborate burial rituals, and create impressive works of art. Traits which probably reinforced cultural identities and links to the land. Perhaps one of the first complex societies found anywhere. So then, with a culture, human creativity, rather than just maps, stares on the reflection of agriculture. Just how far back question of why it took so long for anatomically modern humans to develop such artistic and cultural ideas and objects has been defined by British archaeologist Colin Renfrew as the sapient paradox. which point groups naturally tend to splinter away from one another. Maybe, in order to get past Dunbar's number, around 150 individuals, a great leap forwards in recycling was necessary. The late Paleolithic hunter-gatherer groups. A shared story or collective idea, spurred on not by biological evolution, but by culture. A hypothetical revolution in shared symbolism, which would eventually spur on mastery over nature, division of labour, increasingly impressive artistic achievements, and population growth. Revolution which began in the mind. The creative explosion of the Upper Paleolithic, most commonly represented by cave art and the famous Venus figurines, is well known in popular culture. Less well known are the vast amounts of worked items that went alongside them, signalling the apparent newfound harnessing of a vast amount of raw materials, such as bone, antler, ivory, shells, and minerals. The latter being especially common in Tufian settlements. Still considered hunter-gatherers who invested significant amounts of time into creating such artistic pieces. Given the sheer amount of time and effort invested, such pieces must have been immensely important. Just maybe early indicators of a shared culture to unite a people together, such as that so clearly and strikingly depicted at Göbekli Tepe. The organisational abilities required to deal with ever more seasonal and changing environments in the past has long been identified as a key factor in human advancement. The work of Robert Braidwood went further, seeing agricultural emergence as a manifestation of human ingenuity, our ability to make life better through technology, by creating a surplus.
We did it.
Such as can be
That's
seen
it for today, I
in
think.
Tufians and at Göbekli Tepe. Surpluses which could eventually be appropriated by people in positions of authority, for individual rather than collective gain, leading to the hierarchical societies usually favoured in farms. For Robert Braidwood then, this settling in process allowed for a deeper understanding of the environment than ever before, and the development of requisite technologies to manipulate it, allowing humans to bring plants and animals under their control. And yet, despite the mounting evidence gathered over the last 200 years and more, the Enlightenment vision of the noble savage first conjured up by French philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau is still the prevailing view of hunter-gatherer societies in popular culture. Simple people living simple lives with very little culture to speak of. Ethnological studies of very unique groups such as the Kalahari
Alright, thanks for being here. Thank you so much for the raid. We're gonna raid somebody.
further complicated the
We're gonna raid
picture,
someone.
seeming to somehow represent all hunter-gatherer groups that have ever existed.
We're gonna raid a small-time streamer in the fitness channel, just like me, with Sun Gym. That's what's gonna happen. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for the follows too. Thank you for the 300 bits too. That was really nice of you. That's like $3. I really appreciate that.
Far away, dense
the raid, epic raid. I made so many friends today. Like, it's just so amazing. I'm so glad to be your friends. We're gonna be strong. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna get stronger, healthier. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Sunjim. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Willie Rin? Should we raid Willie Rin? Andre the Viking? I think it's got to be Andre. Oh my gosh, there's so many great fitness streamers. Like, it's insane. Heavy shoulders, 1 viewer. I think I'm going to do the heavy... Sorry, Andre. I think we're going to do the heavy shoulders, 1 viewer. Dope Lab. Dope Lab, he just started. Dope Lab is sick too. Where's Andre? Andre the Viking? Okay, let's raid Andre the Viking. Let's do it. Sweet.